Back on January 1st, 2020, I took a huge leap of faith and I quit my corporate job of 14 years to buy this abandoned building to renovate.
You so crazy.
There have been some really dramatic changes since, and I just moved in. So it is time for an updated tour. We also got to get real about money. The renovation isn't yet complete, and I am $100,000 over budget. This space was completely open. There was literally a huge pile of trash exactly where I'm standing now. We had to put these walls in to separate the workshop from the hallway that's gonna lead up to my living area. And this space is still pretty raw, but let's not dwell here because there's a lot more progress to see upstairs. Come on up. So where I'm standing now is just the back half of the second floor, which is a roughly 1,500 square foot area that's gonna have the bedrooms, YouTube studio, and then this long hallway behind me leads to everything. Now let's flash back to when I bought the building. There's literally holes where you could go through the floor. That goes all the way through. This whole space was just raw and kind of just rotting. On my right over here is the future master bedroom, which is mostly done, but I actually want to start in the bedroom that I'm staying in right now. So come on down this way. But let's flash back to when I got the building. This area was kind of a little storage room. I wonder if they have any toilet paper in here. Oh, wait, hold on. Mini paper towels. Amway. So ultimately, this is gonna be one of the guest bedrooms. However, I'm using it as my primary bedroom right now because I'm gonna be using the master bedroom for storage for all my stuff until I can finish construction in the front half of the building. So if that whole logistical plan doesn't make sense, don't worry, it'll kind of become more clear over the course of the video. So obviously, we still gotta do the trim in all the spaces, but the drywall is all done. We painted it. We did the floors. You guys have seen all the videos for that. Very happy how that all came out. We're gonna be doing like full room makeovers when we get to building these rooms out for their sort of permanent uses. Right now though, I just kind of had to throw some stuff together. I've got my Soundwave dresser that I made a while back, one of my favorite pieces I've ever built. I've got some sort of functional closets, semi-functional closets going so I can start moving out of my suitcases and living a normal life again, which I'm pretty excited about. So let's talk about the bed situation. So if you guys remember my dream bed that I built in my old loft, it was a total built-in bed, so I couldn't bring it with me. I was planning to just kind of squat in my own place, throw a mattress on the floor, but as luck would have it, Lori Wallbeds, who's a small US-based company, reached out to me right at the time I was sort of planning everything to move in, asked me if I wanted to try out one of their DIY Murphy bed kits. They told me that it would only take me an afternoon to put it together and it only required a drill. So I said, yes, absolutely, send it over. That'll be way nicer than sleeping on a mattress. They plant 10 trees for every bed they sell, so they're doing some good. So let's dive into a quick build montage of me putting together this Murphy bed. So I've been here about a week now, super happy with the bed. Oh, and before we take the bed out, a lot of people have been asking me about the Skylights, what it's like to sleep underneath them, and whether it like wakes me up too early in the morning. Well, check this out. So one very cool thing is that these are actually solar powered shades. The shades have a little solar panel on top of them, so you don't have to run any electrical wiring to them in order to get the remote controlled shade operable. There's something just satisfying about clicking that little button. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You guys want me to finish this video, really? So now let's actually head back down the hallway to look at what's gonna be the master bedroom once I get the full building done. You can see it is pretty trashed in here. I mean, the ceiling is caving in. The floors are, well, that's been leaked on for like 5 years, so they're disgusting. There was a little just disgusting bathroom over here. There's definitely some people that missed over there. Blech. All right. Since I'm moving in, it's only appropriate that the sponsor be the one who has supported this project from the beginning and to this day is the single largest supporter of the channel, Simply Safe. You've already heard me talk about their easy to set up and comprehensive system of devices and their amazing 24/7 customer support, which you can get for only 50 cents a day. So this time I'm gonna give you a personal anecdote of my experience. Flashback to about a month ago when I was living in an Airbnb and building out the guest bathroom. The masonry guys had just knocked a big hole in the back wall and I installed a makeshift window in the back wall while waiting for my real one to be installed. Video for that whole process with masonry and window install coming, by the way. Since the window was, well, makeshift, I felt a little bit uneasy about it. To beef up my security, I added a SimplyCam and motion sensor by the makeshift window. So one night I was asleep at my Airbnb and I'm woken up by a call from the SimpliSafe monitoring service. They said there was motion detected by the upstairs window. So I popped open my SimpliSafe app and it took me right to the footage where the SimplyCam had detected motion. And it turns out there was an invader. So fortunately, it was just a neighborhood rat. We've affectionately named him Chucky, and he's kind of cute, but I didn't want him in my building. So I humanely took care of that situation. That's a story for another day. The point here is that I now am doubly confident that my SimpliSafe service works and that the monitoring service is on top of it. By the way, in case you're worried whether your dog or cat will trigger a false alarm like Chucky did, not to worry. SimpliSafe makes pet-friendly motion sensors. They're designed so they're easy to install in ways that won't detect your pet's motion when you're not home. The only reason it detected Chucky was because I had the motion sensor just sitting on the floor and he walked right up to the camera. So if you're in the market for a security system, head over to simplysafe.com/industrial, check it out for yourself. And I get a lot of people asking how they can help out, support the channel. Supporting the channel sponsors is definitely a way to do that. And of course, I always recommend that you do your own research. But if you do, I think you'll find the same thing I did, that SimpliSafe is a pretty awesome system. So thanks again to SimpliSafe for the long-term support. And now let's get back to the video. So where I'm standing was actually set up as an office. The roof and ceiling were caving in up here. The floorboards were rotting. We ripped everything out, got the blank slate, and now
this is where the magic happens.
Right now, I've actually thrown cardboard down over the new wood floors. So the plan is to actually use this as storage. We're gonna move all the material that is in the front section of the building into this room while I do the floors and kitchen in the front living area. And obviously I didn't want all that stuff to scratch up the brand new hardwood floors. So you can see here are gonna be the double barn doors that open up into the master bathroom, which will be the very last thing I do after I do the kitchen and living room build out. So for those of you guys commenting that you were kind of sad to see the series end, we got a lot still to go. Let's go look at the rest of it down the hall. Walking by, this is gonna be the laundry room in there. In here, where there used to be just, again, trash strewn everywhere, now we've got the bathroom that you guys saw a couple videos ago. I promised I'd share an update when I got the glass. We're still waiting on it. It's supposed to come next week, so I just had to use this janky shower rod and curtain. I bought the cheapest ones I possibly could because the glass is gonna get installed here and the mirror. By the way, I don't really have a mirror, so if I look kind of weird on camera, I'm just gonna blame it on that. I have no idea what I look like. I haven't seen myself in days. So coming this way down the hall, we got the storage room. and then what's gonna be the third bedroom, which right now is actually functioning as my office. Come on in. So where I'm standing now was a bunch of big shelves that had mostly storage of old random crap from the auto body shop.
Random granite countertops. This is definitely some 90s style, or I think my parents have this one. This like, I don't know what it is. Oh, what's inside there? Tomato bouillon with chicken flavor. I think we're done there. Everyone needs a spare headlight. I mean, this is a big honker too.
The shelving units were actually made of 2x4s. Now I kind of wish I'd saved them, because if you've looked at the pricing of 2x4s,
what was I thinking?
So now we've just got, pretty good size, 10 by 14.5, nothing too crazy. We got my editing station. Basically, this is just set up where I can edit my videos in a little bit more comfort. Let's go check out the den. Coming by here, this is like my makeshift hallway entryway table. And this is going to be my future YouTube studio / family room. Right now, it's just covered in boatloads of trash. And over here, we have the glamorous makeshift kitchen. Now this table, there's a little nostalgia behind. This looks kind of like a workbench. It's not the most stable thing ever, but it's not falling apart. So that will be used. In all honesty, I actually have got pretty much what I need to make a lot of things. Got a little induction cooktop here. We got this combination toaster and toaster oven. Switch it between oven and toast. Toaster, this goes down. Flip the switch. Now it's toaster oven. Genius. I don't know why I love that so much. So given the state that it was in, we've had a pretty dramatic transformation. Carmen, what do you think? You approve?
Whatever you say.
Also got the brand new window in here. There'll be a video coming out. The whole process with the masonry work to create the hole here, to put the window in, that'll be coming out shortly. The area that's gonna be my YouTube studio over there, I wanted to kind of make that a living room for now, since obviously the main living area isn't ready yet. Carmen and I needed someplace to chill and watch TV, right buddy? But getting this sort of set up and ready was kind of a mad sprint, considering I finished the hardwood flooring probably about 36 hours before I had to be out of my Airbnb. And the hardwood flooring install, it just made a huge mess. So let's cue a little montage, taking you from the point where we left off after the hardwood flooring install up to the present. This is where we cut all the floorboards. It is a absolute mess. And then behind that is all my worldly possessions. We're gonna clear everything out of here so that I could actually, when I'm living here, start redoing the front in phase 2 of this whole project. Today is the big day. We're about to move. What do you think, bud? We're gonna go check out the new place. I built it just for you. Good boy. Here we go. I got the big reveal, at least for this guy. All right. You remember this couch? And the chair. So every time we go to a new place, he does this thing where he's like, just goes to every nook and cranny, every corner, and just has to make like a mental map of the place. And I've got these zip walls put up with zipper doors to keep him from roaming around and getting in any trouble in the construction zone. And as you saw, we put together a little makeshift living room. Now, I will admit, this is not like luxurious MTV cribs or anything like that, but it does get the job done and it's comfortable. Now, if you're wondering why it is that I didn't like furnish it a little bit more, well, I'm gonna be making a lot of the furnishings in here. I mean, that's kind of my thing. That coffee table I made, it's one of my favorites. That's probably the only thing in here, along with my favorite chair, that'll stay. So now we are 90% done with phase one, which is the 3 bedrooms, this den, and the guest bath. All we gotta do is have trim and doors, and then we are on to phase 2 in the open living and dining room. Actually, it wouldn't be a full proper update tour if we didn't look at that roof that cost me $55,000 to replace. So looking at this beautiful new roof, which was a not so beautiful, unexpected $55,000 cost, it's time to talk about how much this has cost me. I gotta get out my finances for this. Starting at the beginning, I paid $310,000 for the building, and that was all paid in cash out of my savings, money I'd saved up for 14 years working as a patent attorney. The roof, which I didn't think I was gonna have to replace going in, was a $55,000 cost to replace the whole thing. All the costs leading up to the finishes, architect, permitting, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, framing, drywall, cumulatively those cost me about $225,000. You could probably make a whole video explaining about why those things ended up costing so much, but the long and short of it is that we've got 6,000 square feet of a building here, and commercial buildings have a whole different set of code requirements, things like cast iron pipes and copper pipes, and end up just costing a lot more to renovate. Dual facing toilets, remember those? One of them was running for almost a month and I didn't realize it, and that cost me $4,000. Yeah, you heard me right. $4,000. So moral of the story, kids, make sure you fix those running toilets or just turn them off ASAP. On to the finishes, the guest bathroom, the shop bathroom, and the hardwood floors. Cumulatively, for all the materials involved in those, it could cost me about $25,000. So adding it all up, and this hurts a little bit, we are already at $620,000 into this building. So I'd originally budgeted about $600,000 for the building, including the cost to purchase it. And realistically, I'm expecting about $80,000 in cost to finish off the kitchen and the other 2 bathrooms and the rest of phase 2. So that means we're looking at about $700,000 into this building, which is $100,000 more than I originally budgeted for. So that brings up a very real question. Can I finish this thing? I paid cash for the building, and I have had a bridge loan, which I've almost spent all of at this point. So big picture, I still have about $100,000 in savings that I can spend to finish the project. So I'm excited to say, despite the fact that we've had bumps in the road, there have been a ton of unexpected costs, this dream is actually coming true. And it's possible, honestly, because all you guys out there are supporting the channel, following along. It means the world to me that you guys are there. So what's next for phase 2? First thing we got to do is install the rest of the hardwood flooring in the open living area. Then I'll start building out the kitchen, making my own cabinets, doing my own concrete countertops. That should be a ton of fun. Then we'll move on to the laundry room, master bath, and powder room. My goal is to finish all that phase 2 by the end of this year. Then in 2022, we'll begin what we might call phase 3, and that's building out this amazing roof space. Actually, oh, it's starting to rain real hard. All right. We're gonna finish this inside, guys. Let's head on in. All right. Phase 3, roof deck 2022. In the back half, I'm gonna do the ultimate outdoor living space with kitchen, bar, barbecue, movie theater, you name it. Gonna be similar to what I did at my old loft, but like next level. In the front half, I'd love to build a little urban garden space, maybe a little grassy area, maybe even a dog run. Why dog run, you ask? Well, actually, it is time for another announcement. The Modustrial team is growing by 2. So you guys remember my girlfriend, Kat, and this is Bruce. So you might remember Kat, she did the mural in my garage. She just took her own leap of faith, quit her day job as a director at an ad agency, and she's gonna be splitting her time now between the industrial team and her own YouTube channel, Kat Leapin's Art. Go check it out. So don't worry, the Karma Cat is still around too. Now we're just gonna have Cat, and dog. Kat's gonna be helping me film, edit, basically just do everything to take the channel to the next level, get a lot more content out there hopefully than I have been. Super excited to share that with all you guys. It is exciting, isn't it, Bruce? Yeah. Like, subscribe, bell to follow along for phase 2, everything we got in store. That's it for this time, and I'll see you next time.
Hey Bruce, why don't you tell everybody to subscribe?